Aloha and welcome back to my channel. This is Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez, written by Fede Alvarez and Rollo Sayagüez, based on characters by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. Once upon a time, deep in the endless dark of space, the remains of a once mighty ship, the Nostromo, drift among the stars. It has seen terrible things, and now, nothing but scraps float in the void. One day, a little probe from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation stumbles upon these remnants. It grabs a piece of something that has no business being found and takes it back to its curious owners. Far away on the dusty, rough world of Jackson's Star mining colony lives a young orphan named Carradine. Rain is all alone except for her friend, a not-quite-right synthetic human she calls Andy. Andy isn't like other robots. He's a little broken, but to Rain, he's family. Life is tough for Rain. She so badly wants to leave the harsh mines she's forced to work in, the mines that killed her parents. Despite her pleas, they say that her contract has just been extended another 6 years. To make matters worse, she watches some nasty punks pick on poor Andy, leaving her to fix him up, as always. One day, out of the blue, Rain receives a cryptic video message from her ex-boyfriend, Tyler. He asks her to bring Andy along for a secret mission. Rain, frustrated, curious, and a little worried, agrees. So off they go to meet Tyler and his crew, his sister Kay, their cousin Bjorn, and the daring pilot, Navarro. The group has a wild plan: break into a derelict old Weyland-Yutani ship and steal a few cryostasis pods. These pods are their ticket out of their misery, to a planet called Yvaga, which is so far away, it takes 9 years to get there. They need Andy because only he can access the ship's systems. Rain isn't sure about the whole thing, especially because she doesn't want Andy to get hurt. But Tyler convinces her to join the team. Together they fly into space aboard the mining craft Corbalon. They soar so close to the burning sun of Jackson's Star that they can almost touch it before they reach the abandoned station, which is split into 2 eerie parts, Romulus and Remus. As Tyler, Bjorn, and Andy search for the pods, Rain stays behind to look after Kay, who isn't feeling so hot. Turns out Kay is pregnant by some mysterious asshole, but she begs Rain to keep it a secret from Tyler. Meanwhile, as the trio searches for the pods, tensions flare. Bjorn's animosity toward Andy is palpable, fueled by a traumatic memory Navarro shares with Rain. Bjorn's mother perished in a collapsing mine because a synthetic chose to sacrifice her and 2 others in order to save a dozen more. The boys find the pods, but there's a catch. There are only 5. And Andy was never meant to join them on Yvaga. Synthetics aren't allowed. Worse still, the pods only have enough fuel for 3 years in stasis. This forces them to search the station for cryo fuel. Their exploration takes a darker turn when they stumble upon a lab, nearly sending Bjorn into a gaping abyss and finding the dismembered upper half of another synthetic. Their discovery triggers a ship-wide lockdown, trapping them in a room as a wall of frozen facehuggers begins to thaw. Rain and Navarro rush to help, finding the broken synthetic Rook, which briefly jerks back to life before Rain removes its module to replace the one Andy has. Andy reboots, the facehuggers begin jumping into the water, one of them nearly latching on to Bjorn. The crew barely escapes, but not before Navarro is attacked by one of the creatures. Desperate to save Navarro, they bring Rook back to life, and he gives them the bad news. They're in big trouble. A terrifying xenomorph is nearby, the same kind that once terrorized the Nostromo before it was blasted into space by Ripley. He recounts the fate of the Romulus researchers who didn't stand a chance. Rain comes up with a plan to freeze the tail so it doesn't strangle and kill Navarro. And it works. But Rook warns that things are about to get even worse. As they prepare to escape, Navarro's condition deteriorates. An X-ray flashlight reveals the horrifying truth. A baby xenomorph, known as a chest burster, is growing quickly inside her. It then tears its way out, killing her in front of Kay, who watches in horror. To make matters worse, Navarro's dying spasms trigger a crash, which launches them toward the asteroid belt and veers Romulus off course. Now, they have less than an hour before impact. Rain and Tyler sprint to the hangar where the Corbalon has crashed, while Andy has a chat with Rook about the nature of their existence, reinforcing his loyalty to Wei-Yu. In the hangar, they find the bodies of the Romulus crew. Meanwhile, Kay and Bjorn run for their lives, but Bjorn doesn't make it. His attempt to fight the Xenomorph ends in a gruesome death as its acidic blood burns right through him. He reaches the others, but Andy, aware of the Xenomorph's cunning, knows that opening the door will spell their doom. Despite Rain's pleas and accidentally spilling the beans about Kay's pregnancy, Andy refuses to help. The Xenomorph strikes, dragging Kay into the shadows and leaving Rain heartbroken. Andy then shows Rain and Tyler a strange new discovery, the Prometheus strain, a volatile mixture of human and alien DNA that can heal just about anything served with a side of unknown consequences. A video is shown of a test done on a rat using the mixture, which caused it to heal from its original sickly condition. Andy gives Rain and Tyler M41 pulse rifles to arm themselves against the Xenomorph. But as they leave, they fail to notice the rest of the rat video, which shows something horrifying growing out of it, while the result is a dead rat-xenomorph hybrid left in its cage. The three walk through a corridor where they find Kay in a xenomorph cocoon, unconscious, but alive. Tyler, desperate to save his sister, wants to use Prometheus to save Kay, but Rain stops him, knowing it's too risky. Before they can act, though, the xenomorph grabs Tyler with its tail and kills him by ramming its second mouth into his face and dragging him into the depths of the ship. Rain leads Kay to safety so she can get herself back to the ship, while Rain goes back for Andy. When Rain leaves, Kay injects herself with the sample. Rain, now alone with Andy, removes Rook's module to restore his original personality. But things are looking bleak. The Xenomorphs are closing in, and Rook's warnings echo in their ears. Escape seems impossible. Rain has one last idea: turn off the gravity. In zero gravity, she unleashes a barrage of gunfire, killing the aliens, but also unleashing a deadly rain of acid blood. As the aliens float helplessly, she fires her rifle, taking them down one by one. She narrowly avoids the acid, maneuvering herself to safety using the recoil from her rifle. With the gravity restored, Rain falls and is caught by the main Xenomorph. But Andy, back to his old self, saves her, delivering the iconic "Get away from her, you bitch," before saving Rain and finishing off the creature. Rain and Andy make it back to the Corbalon, where they put Kay in a cryopod, hoping it will keep her alive long enough to seek help on Yvaga. They prepare to leave as the Romulus hurtles towards the asteroid belt. Rook makes a final futile plea for Andy to fulfill Wei-Yu's objective, but they choose survival over loyalty. Kay's troubles aren't over. The Prometheus strain is doing something terrible to her body. Before long, she gives birth to a horrifying human xenomorph hybrid, which quickly slips through the grates, its acidic blood burning everything in its path. The creature is just too much to handle, and in the chaos, It kills Kay and severely damages Andy. With the ship in danger of crashing into the asteroid belt, Rain has one last job: get rid of the offspring. She dons a spacesuit as the ship's temperature plummets. She attempts to separate the cargo pod from the ship, but the offspring attacks, dragging her into a deadly struggle. With a final effort, Rain uses her harness to pull the last lever, sending the cargo pod and the abomination hurtling into the asteroid belt, where it's torn to pieces. Exhausted and battered, Rain puts Andy into a cryopod. Before joining him in stasis, she records a final log. As they drift towards Yvaga, she remains unsure of what awaits them, but is determined to face it head-on. And that was the entire plot of Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and leave your favorite part of the movie in the comments below. That's all for today. Mahalo for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.